Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the channel. So tonight we are going to be talking about barbecue. And when I say barbecue, everyone gets a different image in their mind of what a barbecue is. And depending where you come from in the world, it depends on what you imagine as a barbecue. But I think one thing every culture in the world can agree on, that a barbecue is not, is a gas grill. That is not barbecuing, that is outdoor grilling. Barbecue has to have some sort of wood-fired element to cook on. Now, us as Brits aren't very good at the barbecue. We keep it simple, and we keep it a bit plain, a bit boring. Your sausages, your burgers, your chicken drumsticks. We're not very adventurous. But that's something I want to explore on this channel. It is so simple to do really good quality food on the barbecue. So join me for a journey, for an adventure, where we'll be talking about many things. Wood versus charcoal. We're going to look at the different style of sauces. So depending where you come from, mainly in America, different regions have different sauces. Now what we call barbecue sauce that you'd buy from the supermarket would offend every American, but it's alright, it has its place. As I said, American sauces can be very regional. There's a massive difference between Texas or Kansas City, Carolina, Memphis, throughout north to south. They vary, and we are going to look at them. I'm going to look at the differences and how easy it is or hard it is to make these sauces. We're also going to explore the difference between offset smoking versus your traditional, what we'd call a charcoal barbecue. So strap in, sit tight, and enjoy the ride. So tonight's recipe is very simple. It is a beef and bacon pinwheel. Some very simple ingredients. Some good quality minced beef, a little bit of pork mince or sausages just pulled out their skins, some mozzarella cheese, and some, what are we going to use tonight? We are going to use some, who are they? Meat Collab by Angus and Oink. We're going to use some of their winner chicken dinner, which I know sounds strange because we're using beef, but trust me, it works. And then some thick back bacon to wrap them in, some skewers to hold them tight, and a barbecue to cook them on. And then alongside that we are going to do some lamb skewers, and we're going to experiment with Angus and Oink's Black Gold, which is their salt, pepper and garlic rub. And then we are going to do some pork loin steaks, not pork chops, pork loin steaks, and we're going to experiment with two rubs on them. One is their Cherry Crush, which is meant to be like a cherry cola, and their Fool's Gold, which is their umami style rub. Along with both of them, we're going to do a just keep it plain control, and we'll cook them on the barbecue, and let's find out together what the results are like. So this recipe is very simple. In the bowl so far we've got 2 pork sausages that I've just taken the skins off. They're actually Lincolnshire style sausage. A good handful of mozzarella cheese, and a generous helping of the Angus and Oink winner chicken dinner. And then we're going to add to that some beef mince. I think there was about a kilo here, maybe less, maybe about 500 grams. And then we're just going to give it a really good mixy. until everything is nicely combined. Just working it between the fingers just to get it really incorporated. So what we're adding now is some pork dripping and some pork fat left over from last week's roast. The reason we're doing this is to add a little bit more moisture, and the beef mince was only a 5% fat. Couldn't find any with a higher fat content. We've added some more of the Winner Winner chicken dinner, and now we've just made sure it's all combined in a nice ball. And now it's all incorporated. Get your bacon, get a handful of the mince, and just flatten it out over the top. In hindsight, I probably should have added a little bit more liquid to this, or a bit more fat, just to make it easier to spread, and then roll it up into a pinwheel using a skewer to secure it. And obviously we've just rinsed and repeated this until we've got enough. You can also use this beef mince mixture straight onto a skewer like a kofta. Well, now it's at temperature. Let's get these on. And as you can see here, we're using two different methods. One is direct on the grill, and the other one is I've got a cast iron hot plate that's been heated by the coals, which gives the bacon a really nice crispy skin and stops too much of the fat causing flare up from the fire below. Now time to flip them over and rotate them. And yes, there is a surprise addition of some of the additional sausages. We'll just cook them off on the barbecue and then have them for breakfast. Now onto the pork steaks. So a bit of fool's gold. We're going to put them on 2 of them. Just generously seasoning them. Flip them over and do the other side. And this one is their cherry crush, which tastes just like cherry cola Yeah, that was one that was being recommended by a friend, and we thought give it a try. And then the other two was going to leave plain. Okay, you asked for it. Here's some more AMSR people. These are lamb leg steaks. All we've done is just rough diced them, split them in half here, half are in the bowl, which we're going to add the black gold to, which is their salt, pepper and garlic mix. Quite generous with it, and then just give it a good old mix around. In hindsight, we were a bit heavy handed with this. Less is more. What I didn't mention in the intro was what we were going to do to accompany this. So in my tiny little pan, what I've done is melted some butter, and this is some extremely fresh baby corn on the cob that was picked about 20 minutes ago, about 4 meters away. So I'm just going to put it in the pan with some butter. Some,
Now you didn't just think we were going to do corn with this. So we've got some yellow courgette. Just slice it a bit of an angle. And do it on the cast iron plate. And look at the colour on that. Yes, please. Time to see what these look like inside. So these bigger ones that we've used the double roll of bacon on, we're going to cut into about 5 pieces and quickly have a look at what's inside. Look at the definition on that roll. Could have probably done with a bit less mince and a bit of a tighter roll. And then these were the single bacon ones, wrapped and skewered. There we go, bit of a tighter roll, a bit more of definition. Time to look at the pork steaks. So these have just been resting, wrapped in a bit of butcher's paper and some tin foil. So these top ones are the Fool's Gold. Look at the colour on that. These are the Cherry Crush. Again with a good colour on. With the higher sugar content there, so it looks like it's burnt, but it's not, just really caramelised. And again, we're just going to slice these into manageable bits. Get them on the plate. So, turns out I'm really rubbish at this stage. I should have filmed a taste test, but I didn't. So here's the plates. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your day.